I'll be honest when it comes to this Celtics Mavericks game. I had Dallas winning this one. I didn't make a short about this, but I made a preview and I did say Dallas was winning game four. I didn't watch a second after halftime. I'll be completely honest. My attention was completely on college baseball with Tennessee not upsetting, but comeback victory over Florida State. But I don't think much changed in the second half of what I have seen. I've checked the things, and it just seemed like Dallas continued what they did in the first half to the second half. This game kind of reminded me of a lot of Minnesota versus Denver in game six. Wiped the floor of them. Just completely wiped the floor. They had a 45-point lead at one point. Excuse me. And it was because of Luka. It was because of Kyrie. But strangely enough, the role players stepped up from first quarter to last quarter. It was Derek Lively out of nowhere hitting a corner three. I knew that was over after that. Derek Jones Jr. got into his bag, did a reverse layup, heavily contested. Daniel Gafford switching out, making good plays defensively. Dante Exum hitting corner threes. PJ Washington had a slow start, had some good stuff later on. Stuff like that. That is what happened, and they continued the series because of that. But they figured out one thing. The problem is, if you don't try hard, like Boston clearly didn't in this game, you already did your job. You went up 3-0. You're going to go home, and you're probably going to close this game out. But the problem with this is that you just gave up a formula to... Now we know this can happen for Boston. And it's not, oh, the entire team sucks. That's what I'm not looking at. I assume Porzingis should be able to play at least a bit of the game 5. I'd say 10 to 12 minutes, but that would be enough. Go on your spurts during that time, and you should be able to win that game if you're Boston. But Drew Holiday did not shoot well at all. He was awful. And it was contested layups. He'll have those type of shots in game 5. Will he be able to even hit those? Tatum, relying heavily on the step back 3. Why? I don't know why. He's so much better driving to the lane and engaging contact, but he shot a lot of step back 3s. Jaylen Brown, overall, I think he just missed shots. I don't think he had a terrible game shooting. I just didn't think he hit the shots. Derek White hit a crazy shot from the left wing, but overall was not great. Stuff like that. Al Horford, I don't think he really even got up a shot. You see those, and they're not terrible looks. Some of them were not good, but Dallas has figured out that they have to play with high intensity every single one of their players for an entire game. And now they got the result. And they're a younger team. Some of them are young players. The role players are young for the situation. I know like Kyrie, Luka's played in huge games, especially in Europe. But he's played in a bunch of big games. But the PJ Washingtons, Derek Jones Jr.'s, he kind of did with like Miami. Derek Lively's mainly, Daniel Gafford's of the world. Even not Dante Exum never had a run like this. You're playing in minutes that are big-time minutes. And you have to perform great. And now you finally got that one win. You finally got that one win. Can you go into game 5 and continue what you did today? Lively now can make a corner 3. I didn't know that was possible, but he can. But he did. But I do heavily expect Porzingis to play. But how healthy? How healthy can he be? And we look at the series so far. Game 1, Boston would have won, no matter what. Game 2, Dallas down by only 5 with a minute to go. Could have been called a foul. Was not a foul. The drive by PJ Washington on the break. Could have been fouled by Jaylen Brown. Was not called. Game 3, come back down by 21 points to cut it to 1. Cut it to 3 at one point. Luka fouls out with 4 minutes left. Who knows what would have happened? So now we know you can have a close game here, and you're on the short end of it. You're on the short end of it. But now you won a game. Kyrie's here. Can he perform like this? Can Luka? Can these guys be facilitating the ball very well and keep that up? Because all you need is a shot. And with Luka and this team in game 5s, they are undefeated this postseason. And they have all been on the road. Clippers beat them in their place. Oklahoma City, I know Luka plays his best games usually in game 5s. And he will probably do it again. Game 5, whooped us. Last series against Timberwolves, beat him by like 30, it felt like. Probably couldn't have been more. But Kyrie and Luka went for over 35 points. And the other guys hit their shots. So can they do that? We got to see. I think the defensive intensity will step up more for Boston, but tonight was not about the defensive intensity of Boston. I thought it was more about how badly they shot the ball. Could have closed out the series, but they didn't. Porzingis, again, relies a lot on him. If he doesn't play, I give this team a chance. But you saw what happens when he does play a full game in game one. They ran him off the floor in first half. And then they had made a slow comeback, and then they ran him off again. Stuff like that. Can they get a game one performance? I doubt that from Porzingis. But even if he does not play, they're still in a favorable situation. You're at home. They've been very good at home this playoffs, even though they've had some losses here and there. They've won 2 this series. They won 2 last series. They've won 2 in every single series, pretty much. So that they're like 8-2 at home. That's good. First road loss on the year. Can you win at home? I suspect Boston will. I have the series going to 6 games in the preview, but I had Dallas winning game 3. They did not win game 3. They choked their opportunity there. But if Luka shuts up and plays his game, anything can happen. Anything. It's like the LeBron thing. I don't know what, but if he's on the other team and he is not complaining to the refs every other second about a call, they have a chance. I have the same thing about Luka. Once he shuts up, his best game he played all playoffs was Game 5 against the Thunder. I don't care what y'all say. He did not make a mistake that game. Every single shot he shot was swishes, and if there was a bad shot, he made it anyways. He cooked us in the fourth, facilitated the second and third, cooked us in the first. He did it everything to perfection, but he shut up after a game that he complained a lot, and then he finally just went to work. If he doesn't complain to the refs, if Kyrie and him, I don't think Kyrie has a big problem complaining to the refs, but mainly Luka, because he gets him out of his game. Then he's looking for calls. He's looking for plays to get calls. And instead of backing down Peyton Pritchard and getting a layup, he's trying to take pump fake step back mid-range shots, which he's trying to get a foul, which Peyton Pritchard just stands straight up. It's a 7-inch height difference, and he's still able to get a contest on him because Luka is reaching down for fouls. Can't do that. Boston, you got to close it out here. I think they will. I think they'll hit on a bunch of threes. But granted, I've seen Tatum and them choke. Remember, Game 6 against Golden State. Down 3-2. They let a 21-0 run happen in the first and second quarter. Stuff can happen. Game 4 against the Warriors. Remember the finals? Curry went for 43 and scraped out a win. Stuff like that can happen in Boston. It's not the same thing as when Bird was there. Not the same thing as when Pierce and Garnett were there. It's not the same thing when Russell and Kuzi and Havlicek were there. You can lose at home. You can lose at home. This ain't sacred, but it's going to be a tough win. I expect the Celtics to win the Game 5, but don't count out Dallas just yet. We have a game Monday. We'll see what happens. Put down in the comments what you feel about this. Hope you have a great day, y'all. Stay safe, and God bless y'all.